biggest thing is, we've got to rely on our depth. We're going to use our bench more. We'll probably have some shorter stints, and everybody's got to be ready to go. I think where you see it the most is offensively when we settle. I don't think we've had nearly as many trips to the free throw line as we'd like to have. Maybe settle a little bit. Our rotations might be a little slower on the defensive end of the floor. But we've got to have a sense of urgency about us.
Does it change things for you in that when you see those things happening? Do you need to call timeout, make a sub sooner? What is your role in making sure those things happen?
Yeah, I think we got to sub sooner. I think we've got to, utilize our bench, and everybody's got to be ready. I was really proud of Maisha in that game against New York. She hadn't played, and she stayed ready. And I thought that's a great example for our young players, especially, that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And, you can count on and trust that she's going to be.
Coach, I don't know if you follow the NFL, but Ben Johnson, the Bears coach, he's going into the season saying he doesn't just want the Bears to be good, he wants them to be one of the best offenses in all of history. You guys are one of the best offenses in history. Is that how you came into the season?
No, it's not. I always talk about defense. I think we know we've got talented offensive players. I think we have certainly two of the most gifted guards in the league, and then you add AB in there, and you got three of the most gifted players in the league. We know we can score, but so can other teams, right? We can't get caught up in thinking this is we can outscore everybody battle. We can outscore some people, but we can't outscore everybody. And certainly when you're trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish, we can't be lulled into thinking that that's going to be enough. So yes, I want to be one of the best, of course. It's fun to be able to coach really good offensive teams. At the end of the day, you got to be able to defend in our sport to be able to compete for championships.
With a road trip like this, where you're flying all over the place, does it kind of bond the team together? I know you guys have lost a couple games. You want to focus on the winning, but just kind of bringing the group closer together when you're bouncing around everywhere like this.
Yeah, I think you get an opportunity to just spend time with one another. Whether it's going to dinner, hanging out post practice. I guess we didn't really practice very much, on this road trip either. But I think it does. You're not in your everyday doing your home responsibilities when you're at home. So I think it gives you an opportunity to connect with one another. And I think we've seen that throughout the course of we've had a couple of long trips, and we've seen that. I love it when our players are going out to dinner together and they're hanging out, and the vibes with our group are always really good, and I think it gives us an opportunity to continue that.
Oh yeah, just with Maisha, she left yesterday. Just how nice it was just an injury scare and she was able to play today.
Very nice. I think they were giving her a little bit of crap, calling her dramatic, but no, it was. Obviously Maisha is one of our most physical players, to see her in pain was scary. But I think at the same time, for her to be able to bounce back in the way that she has, at least we think so, is going to be good. So we're thankful that she's okay and that she's going to hopefully be able to give it a go.
Sure. I'm sorry, just with AB being out tonight, is that just a rest with back-to-back?
Yeah, I think it's more just overall cumulative, stuff that she's had on her leg throughout the course of this. 6 games in 10 days is a lot, especially when you're trying to manage like we have with AB anyway. There's always a back-to-back question, but certainly when you're at the end of a road trip like this, we want to make sure that we're approaching all of it with extreme caution.
Kelsey is on this 20-point scoring streak. What does her consistency do for you as a coach?
You can just give the ball to her and let her go. She's going to make a play. The consistency with how much she's scoring, but more so the efficiency with how she's doing it. And so, she's not taking bad shots. She's getting to her spots. She's shooting it at a high clip. So you feel really good about putting her in positions where she can make plays. I also think she's doing a good job of making the right reads, as well. And, when you've got somebody that you can count on to do that, it makes your job as a coach a lot easier.
Yeah, Coach, you guys came up short yesterday, but, down in the fourth quarter, battled back. Just what does that say about the team's relentlessness and grit?
Yeah, I think we're a resilient group. We've been able to withstand a lot of things, throughout the course of the year. And I think with the way that we can score, we're never out of a game. And so, it comes down to being able to string some stops together, being able to put yourself in position. I thought that there were some moments in that game where maybe the fatigue got us more mentally than physically. We've got to be smarter in those situations. Again, I say that there's no substitute for experience. That's how we have to learn, and we have to grow and be better from it.
Most starting?
Most starting.